I haven't got that technique down. I'm going to go slower, though. We are basking in the energies of the day and the sounds, and now we get to open our divine eyes a little bit more as we have this 11/11 celebration today, 11/11/2023. Welcome back, and for those in your neck of the woods, wherever you might be today, thank you for joining us on this day. And coming up next, we welcome our new director of the Coptic Fellowship International, as he has served on the Coptic board for a number of years. As a Coptic minister and a teacher and healer, his name is Steve Krajcik. He's the founder of the Grey Wolf Healing Therapies. Steve has helped thousands of folks clear emotional and energetic roadblocks using the techniques of the Acuro shamans of Peru. He has published numerous articles on self-improvement and spiritual growth. Steve believes that one's highest goal in life is to know yourself, and that we measure our spiritual progress by the level of inner peace, joy, and love that we feel and express. Today, Steve will help you and guide you to embark on a profound journey of spiritual awakening and personal transformation as he performs the shaman seer's rites of the Munaki, an ancient Indian tradition, and will unite and awaken your love and vision. This initiation will allow you to see in your eyes of your heart. It will ignite your inner light and connect you with the wisdom of the earth. The Munaki ceremony is not just an event. It's an ongoing practice that will continue to inspire you and empower you long after the circle is closed on this special day and sacred day of 11/11. Please welcome Coptic Director Steve Krajcik.
All right. What a wonderful day so far, huh? And for all those out there in Zoom land, so we'll be able to do the rights on those folks too. So basically, I just wanted to start out, just talk a little bit about what we're going to be doing here and what it means to all of us and all that. So the ancient shamans of the Americas foresaw that at this time that humans would be going through this is a great time of transformation, a time of transformation where humans will turn into a new type of being, going from Homo sapiens into Homo luminous, where we'll turn into a lighter body. And, for many of us, we'll experiencing this in our lives already. And so like Darwin said that, that evolution happened between generations, but the shamans believe that evolution happened during the generations. And you can actually see this if you ever look at the big map of all of humankind evolving. You'll see the Iron Age, nothing, 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 and then boom, here comes the Iron Age, and then here comes the Industrial Revolution, then the Industrial Age, and then the Information Age, and there's an awful lot happening. We'll go 10,000 years and very little will happen, and then suddenly everything happens within 100 years. So it really is happening within. And these changes come about are transmitted to us through the sun and the rays of the sun, and it will actually change our DNA so that we become a different person that grows differently, that heals differently, and that dies differently. And they believe that you can be healthy and strong, and we don't have to, deteriorate and such, as a lot of happens to so many people in the society. So today, the rites of the Monarchy, these are rites that have been passed down from generation to generation for thousands of years, probably 30 or more thousand years. And these rites are rites that will help you to transfer into this new Homo luminous being. And, So there's 10 of them all together, but today we're going to do one. We're going to do the seer's rights because I thought it was great with what John talked about with the mind and the heart, and it just seems to be a good time. So we have these conditioned response, whatever curses, generational curses. So from generation to generation, things come down. Like the other day, I was kind of just thinking about my son and looking at him and going, "Boy, he's a lot like my father." But then suddenly the mirror turned around. I was like, "Oh, he's a lot like me. I'm not like my father too." And we are that way, right? We one day we wake up and like how many people are complaining about the price of things, right? Isn't that like your parents? Do you believe what a loaf of bread cost? But so basically, the seer's rights, they help us out to see what is not there. And, like one of the greatest examples of a generational curse, one of the oldest, is the Garden of Eden story, right? This is a case where humankind was kicked out of the garden, or they left the garden, however you might want to view that. And then, however it goes, I don't remember all the words, but man was going to toil, and the woman had to follow the man, and this is what's going to happen, and the earth is going to grow thorns, and you're going to have to work your butts off, right? And get over it. Well, that traditional lineage, that doesn't change till the end of time. But the shamans believed that we can go back to the garden at any time, that we don't have to wait till the end of time in that particular case. Other generational curses, like I talked about, maybe you'll hear, well, everybody in my family gets breast cancer, or everybody gets dementia, or everybody gets this. The genetic part of you that is transferred is only a very small part. It's maybe 10%. The rest is what we choose to make it. So we don't have to, while there is a tendency in the families to do that, you don't have to do that statistic that does that. You can step outside of that. But how do you do that, right? We're stuck in this wheel like a gerbil wheel, right? We're just round and around and around, family in and family out. And this is another way to say this is karma, right? And the modern day society has placed karma almost like to be a punishment. You did something wrong, so therefore something wrong is going to happen to you, right? And it's bad, and you're bad judgment. Oh, how bad, you're going to have stuff bad happen to you. But in reality, karma is really just, it's a mechanism that helps you to grow, to find your way back to the garden. It's a method that helps you to find your way back to the garden. So these things that happen to us to help us to see what's going on in life. So this is a nice lead-in into, Carl Jung said that we have the shadow self, right? He called it the shadow, and there's all different, some people call it subconscious, whatever you want to call it. But the shadow self is that which you cannot see, right? Because it's in the shadows. But one thing about things that are in the shadow, nothing that needs to hide in the shadow has any real power on its own. So just remember that when we look at the shadow and we're afraid, because that's what happens. We look inside. I do shot work on a lot of people on clearing blocks and stuff, and quite often you get to about the third session and you hit that brick wall and you never see them again because they've seen something that they didn't want to see and they run the other way, which is okay. That's okay. But this shadow self is below the surface, and like a great example of karma for me in my life was in about 2007. I invested heavily in real estate. Oops. And it was totally not me, because I know many people in the building world. I know builders, I know carpenters, and I didn't talk to any of them. And I'm Capricorn, so like for me, I like to plan everything out, and I have to make sure all my T's are crossed and my I's are dotted. But in this case, it was clearly karmic because I didn't do that. And I signed that paper, and the rest is downhill or uphill from there, whatever you want to say. And so, this was an example of karma, and it was like 3 painful years of life trying to do this rebuild, which did not go well, and as the economy went, and everything. So, but this was a great example of something where we do things and we're like, why did I do that? And now I'm stuck in it, and how do I get out of it? And this is the lesson. So when these things come to us that we would perceive as bad, let's reframe them and say, what can we learn from that? How can we grow from that, and how can we make this better in ourselves? So the next concept we want to think about is levels of perception. All right, so within each day, we go through all the levels. So we could say the lowest level might be apathy, and the highest level could be enlightenment, right? So we're not like all enlightened, right? Even Jesus, when he went to the temple, he got pissed off, right? Everybody has their moments, and we all do. But part of our day, part of everyone's day, is in that unconditional love, and then part of everyone's day is down there in the dredges with the anger and everything. So this is just a way of life, and again, society is. We don't even realize it, but the mass consciousness, or as I love what Eckhart Tolle calls it, collective insanity, is urging us forward in this way. So we have to step out of that, and we have to do that. So how do we do it? White wolf, black wolf kind of thing. Which one wins the fight is the one that we feed. So to be aware in your daily life, like if you do something wrong or do something stupid or whatever, to be aware of that. Do we condemn ourselves for something that we did? Oh my God, I can't believe I said that. I got up and spoke in front of all those people and I said something really stupid. Oh no, I can't sleep all night now. Or do we say, look at the great that happened today. We did a good job, and we can honor ourselves, praise ourselves. It's something to think about. I've said this before, but when I used to smoke cigarettes and I tried to quit, I'd quit and I'd condemn myself. Oh my gosh, I lit up after 2 hours, right? And anybody that has smoked knows it's like really addicting. It's really hard to quit. And somebody said to me, they said, you know what? The best way to quit or change any habit that you have is to praise yourself for your little successes rather than condemning yourself for any failures. So then what that means in that term is, that means that instead of, if I light up a cigarette after 2 hours, don't condemn myself, but to praise myself that I went 2 hours without a cigarette. Hey, that's really good. And then the next time, I went 3 hours without a cigarette, until at one point, you don't need them anymore. And you can apply this to anything, to arguing, to eating. Sugar is probably more addictive than cigarettes, right? And especially this time of the year with all that Halloween candy tempting us, right? So think about that, these levels of perception, and that you are going to go up and down. This is a normal part of life, so accept this in your life, that this is going to happen, and praise yourself for the times that you're in that place of unconditional love, however small that might be, even if it's like that 30 seconds before you go to bed, 30 seconds after you wake up. So this is one of the things why meditation, John talks about, we all talk about diet, meditation, and exercise, but this is one of the reasons why meditation is useful, because it does bring you into that place. It does bring you into that place of peace where you can experience that and separate from all of that preconditioned bull dobby that confronts us every day, that when we're trying to live our life. So it's very important to try to spend that time every day just stepping into that place of peace, because we don't even realize that we're not, what it's doing for us, because it's so subtle, because it's not something we can measure. Like a great example, I think, is when you go on vacation. You come back from vacation and you're feeling on top of the world, and the first day back at work, oh, I'm feeling pretty good, I'm back at work, and by Wednesday you're like, oh God, I'm not Thursday, oh my gosh, this is horrible. Okay, but so that vacation is kind of like what meditation does for you. So think about if you could go on a vacation every day. Every day could be that wonderful first day back at work. If you just keep on recharging that battery, bringing it back in. I've heard that psychologists say it's better to take a lot of 3-day weekends than to take 1 2-week vacation or whatever your vacation is a year, because that way you're recharging yourself and rebuilding it. So think about that in terms of meditation. You can do that, and you can come into that place, which is so great that it'll recharge you. And again, you can't measure this, because this is something, it's subjective. It's not objective. It can't be measured. So don't try to figure out to say, well, this meditation is working or it isn't working. At one point in my life a few years back, I was doing yoga and meditation and breath work every single day for a year. I think I missed twice in a year. And everything went so smoothly in my life. But could I measure it? Could I say I'm doing better this or that? You can't, because it's, like I said, it's subjective. It's not something that can be measured. So just keep that in mind when you're at that point. So now let's come to the thinking mind, right? The thinking mind is a wonderful tool that humans have that a lot of other animals don't have, in terms of being able to think out and think beyond. Okay, but the thinking mind by itself is left unchecked, can be dangerous, right? So we can learn with our thinking mind, we can learn to split that atom. But that same thinking mind says, oh, now that we split the atom, we can build a bigger bomb and kill more people. Woohoo! That's the thinking mind. But at the same time, that thinking mind could say, we could take this split atom and we could generate cheap electricity so everyone can have energy, and we can build and manufacture things and build our economy. So you can see that the thinking mind is, can go 2 ways. But then we have the heart now. And the heart, just by itself, could be really sentimental. It could be really, emotional. It maybe doesn't have a lot of motivation there, So, but when we combine the heart and the mind, now we have that intelligent driving force that can learn to split that atom, can do that stuff. But instead of just being driven by profit and greed, it's driven by compassion and love. And so this is something that could be very useful. And so a nice lead-in for the rites that we're going to be doing today, the rites of the seer's rites. So what we're going to do here is this rite. We connect the thinking mind, the third eye, and it connects with the heart. So what this does is it allows you to see. It will open up your vision to see yourself and to see other things. Sometimes I know of people that have gone to classes, and there's certain organizations where they just force the third eye open, right? And now you're seeing all this stuff in the world. But it's kind of scary, and some people I know that have done that, they get kind of messed up, and they have a hard time with life because they see everything, but emotionally they can't handle it, and it's not tempered by the heart or other aspects of the body, and then you become out of balance. So this is something that is useful because it brings the mind and the heart, so that it helps you to open your third eye so that you can see, and then you can see these ancestral curses or these other things, these other conditioned responses in your life, and they can help you to grow. When I was younger, I found that you grow, you work at yourself, and then you realize some great thing, and then you plateau for a while, and then you're like, well, what do I work on now? Because you can't see your own stuff. So to be able to see it is very important, so that we can grow through these curses, but also to see it with compassion. Okay, so in my view, all this stuff that we're afraid of inside, these monsters inside, these dragons inside, that we're afraid to look at, these things that happen. Maybe we were molested, maybe we were verbally abused growing up, maybe we were that kid that got beat up at school all the time. All of these things, when you distill it down and step past the big horrible monster, it's just a little kid in there. The monster is really a little kid. Remember what I said. Anything that has to hide in the shadows has the real power of its own. And I think Course in Miracles has something, they say something about that too, which is pretty much what how's it go? Anybody remember? Nothing unreal exists, or something like that. How did that? Yeah, the Course in Miracles, something, nothing unreal exists, nothing real can be threatened, nothing unreal exists. Therein lies the peace of God. So we can all go back, and we can be in the garden tomorrow. And now that doesn't mean that things are going to change in the world, because not everybody's going to be in the garden, right? So we will see this. We will see these things. It's not like sticking your head in the sand, though it may appear that way to others. You will see it, and you will understand it, and it won't control you, but you can use it to help you to grow and advance. And so there's value there in doing that. I think a great example, which I love to use, is, how many people either did or know somebody that over the last 6 years complained or lost a friend because they had a different political view than they did, right? This is the perfect example of the shadow self appearing in us. And the shadow self projects itself onto others. So if you find that you're hating someone for what they believe, you got something going on in here that you got to work on. So you have to take a look at that. And so that's what these rites will help you do. So what happens with the rites is, and we'll have everybody come up. And first, I will do. Linda is going to be our surrogate, and we're going to do the rites on her. And that will apply these rites to all the people in Zoom land. Hello out there in Zoom, wherever the camera is. And also, since we step out of time to do this, these rites will apply to anybody that watches this video throughout time. So if you're ever not sure about it and you want to watch the video again, you will also get the rites again. So what we do with the rites is we develop an energetic connection between our third eye and our visual cortex in the back. And so basically we're making a crown of light, and it's connecting that. And then we connect that down in a necklace down to the heart. So we're making an energetic connection between the heart and the third eye. So this is something that, you don't just do it once and walk away and voila, I'm free, I can see everything, I'm happy, I'm in the garden again. No, this is something we all have to work on. Now, some people do realize instant enlightenment, right? But for most people, it's something you have to work on. So there's homework afterwards. If you choose and you would like to continue this, every day when you're in meditation, you tap your third eye, and then you trace, and you see like a crown of light tapping the back. Come around, you can tap to just kind of see the light, and then you bring it down from the visual cortex in the back here, and you bring it down, and then to the heart. Okay? So this is what I will do to you, and this comes down in a lineage that was given to me from my teachers, and it goes back thousands, 10, 20,000 years through the lineage of the shamans of the Peru. And so once you have these rights, you can also give them to others if you like, once you have, have the experience. So that's kind of the mechanics of it. Are there any questions or anything? Okay. And by the way, the Quechua word is the kawak, right? To see with the eyes of the heart. So then, Linda, if you'd like to come up, and then I will. So then, so for all those out on TV, we'll do this remote for you first, and this will be working on you, so you can just sit peacefully. Oh, before we do this, I almost forgot. We have a second level of protection that we do before we do these ceremonies. We have a chakra or a orb of light or a soul above our head. And so what we're going to do is we're going to bring this and we're going to open it up around our, and this will form a protection. So if everybody wants to do it now, just close your eyes, take a deep breath in. Another one. And then as you take a deep breath in, bring your hands up into this bubble of light. You'll feel your hands pierce into it a little bit. And then reach it and grab it like a bubble and just bring it down around yourself. Feel this bubble of light coming down around your body. You can rub your hands on it and feel this is your energetic body. If there's a hole in it, maybe there's a problem or something, just soothe the energy over it, fill in the hole, make sure it's nice and smooth. Feel the energy around you. And next we're going to open up, we're going to open it again, but this time we're going to open it over all of us, all of the people watching, and all of the people who will ever watch this. Okay, so hands to your heart, take a deep breath in. Then take a deep breath in, and the hands go up into your orb, into your Wiracocha, and bring it down over all of the people that are connected to this. Feel it. And this is bringing us into this protective orb where we are safe and we can open up and be ourselves. And like that, like the snake that sheds its skin, we can shed our past. And as a snake sheds its skin, it's got an underbelly on the earth and it becomes a little vulnerable and sensitive. Like when we shed our past, sometimes we can be a little bit sensitive and things, but we're in this safe bubble here. Did you feel the difference of energy when everybody opened it, how the energy changed? Yes, exactly. Okay, so for those out there, we'll do a remote, and then after that, people can come up, and just one or two can come up at a time. And I would ask that you be quiet and you go back and assimilate after you've had it done. Just sit there and experience the energy as if you're wearing a necklace of light and a crown of light that is connecting all these. So just sit there and be quiet and just meditate. And after I do this, okay. After I do this, I will then David will start the music, and we'll have the music playing when we're working on everyone. Yeah, Michael? No, it doesn't matter. No. Michael asked if you needed to take your any jewelry off or anything. It's okay. You don't need to. All right. So we'll start with the folks out there outside of this particular space. Bringing the light on the left side, locking it in, and on the right side, and then over the top. And then the necklace down the side to the heart. And on the other side to the heart. Kawak, to see with the eyes of the heart. Thank you. Okay, so if you want to, so if someone would like to be the first, come on up. And Dave, if you could play the music, thank you.
I lay my head upon the sweet, sweet earth as the stillness sings around me. Every breath I sink deeper as the sweet, sweet earth holds me, as the sweet, sweet earth holds me. I rest my head upon this blossoming tree as the gift of grace embraces me. I belong to everything as the deep, deep mystery mystery shows me. Aye, 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 aye,
This completes our day. So we have some more snacks and fellowship out there, and thank you all for coming. And just remember, every day, just tap it in, and just after you do that, just to be with it. You know, it's our remember that it's our thinking mind that always or quite often wants something to happen or expects something to happen. But Spirit does not work that way. It's when we can let go and just let Spirit come through. So as best as you can to do that. And maybe if you do, like what I like to do is I like to do some yoga. And then I like to do like the shaman fire breath. So the yoga kind of brings my body into balance. The shaman breath, my emotions into balance. And then I would do like the Kriya or the Cobra breath, which brings my spirit into balance. So by doing these three things, I can then come into balance, and then, then you would work on it and just let whatever happens happen, and let Spirit, because Spirit knows far better than any of us, our little minds can do. And as new things come into your life, just accept them as a lesson. This is not a bad thing happening to me. Oh, somebody died, or I lost all my money, or these things happen, and mourning is perfectly acceptable and all, but also to remember that these things are there to help us to grow and to come back to the garden so that we can experience these things and experience life. And it's easy. Like the shaman said, the garden is there waiting for us. We don't have to wait till the end of time anymore. It's right there in front of us. Actually, another Course in Miracles that I love is my grievances hide the light of the world in me. So that's one of my favorites, because the light of the world is there. The garden is in you already. All you have to do is just accept it and allow it. So with that, I thank everybody for coming today. I hope you had an enjoyable ceremony, and thank you for those out in Zoom land for coming. We appreciate your energy too, and we certainly felt it. So thank you, everyone. And there's more snacks and stuff like that in the foyer. So everyone have a great day and happy vision. Thank you. Oh, we have to close sacred space. I almost forgot. So let's close our Viracochas first. So we're going to reach under and grab that bubble and pull it up. Pull up the bubble around us and just bring it up and just kind of feel that ball of light above our head. And then we're going to pull up that bubble that's around all of us, the entire group, and everyone who's ever going to watch this. Bring it up. And this time just grab a little handful of that beautiful light and just bring it down through your body, through your chakras. Feeling its beautiful peace as it flows through your body. And then giving some to the Pachamama, to the Mother Earth. And then we'll close the directions to the winds of the south. To the winds of the south, great serpent, thank you, thank you, thank you for teaching us to shed our past as you shed your skin. Aho! And to the winds of the west, Mother Jaguar, thank you for teaching us truth, impeccability, and for showing us the way beyond death. Aho! To the winds of the north, Hummingbird, grandfather, grandmother, father, mother, all of our relatives. We thank you for your wisdom and your heritage and all of these gifts that you've given us that allow us to grow and to go back and to be back in the garden once again. Aho! To the winds of the east, great eagle condor, we thank you for teaching us to fly wingtip to wingtip with great spirit. Aho! Pachamama, Pachamama, all your children are here for healing. And we thank you for this wonderful opportunity to grow and experience all of the things of life, all of the things we judge as good and bad, all of these things that help us to grow in the light. Aho! Father, Son, Grandmother Moon, to the star nations, thank you for bringing us together and allowing us to sing this song of life. Woohoo! All right. Woohoo! Thank you, everybody. All right. Have a wonderful day. Thank you.